So we are covering the story of Deja Watkins, and it's very disturbing. And she does the unthinkable to her child. So I'm warning you, if you're very sensitive, you might not be able to get through this.
Where is the 3-month-old baby?
The baby is on my mama's kitchen counter with his head smashed. Look,
Is the baby breathing?
listen, lady, the baby is deceased. Kill me, somebody help me.
What do you see when you look at the child?
Look, lady, I don't want to describe the scene. The screen is very, very bad. All right, the little baby head is open. Like, okay. Open. I'm not going in there to touch nothing because I don't want to mess nothing up. I'm not going in there to look because I already seen it. But it's very violent. It's a very violent scene.
This is, and I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Samarco here in a second, but this is one of the most disturbing cases I've ever seen in my life. It's a good reason to retire.
Do you understand all that?
He said it's a good reason to retire. Now look at how out of it she is.
Do you understand what I read to you? Or do you have any questions on it? But do you not want to talk to us?
Doctor, the official cause of death on the child.
Decapitation.
Accused of beheading her infant daughter is acting like a zombie. That's according to a Hamilton County prosecutor, Joe Dieters. Dieters said Watkins is not talking to anybody.
Well, like I was saying, we know that something bad happened today, and we can't change that. But we do have an opportunity to have an effect on what happens from here on out with you. Okay?
Hello?
How do we get a hold of the baby's father? Don't you think he'd like to know what happened?
This man will just kill me. I can't take it. I don't think I can live through this. I don't think I can live through this. Oh God, I can't live through this. Oh no. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, baby.
My name's
That poor baby. That poor baby. That poor baby.
After 20-year-old Deja Watkins gave birth to a healthy baby girl on December 4, 2015, doctors diagnosed her with postpartum psychosis. Her rapidly declining mental state was first noticed by concerned neighbors, as noted in this 911 call in January.
There's a baby, screaming, bloody murder.
You said an infant is screaming, and what else did you hear?
Yeah, there's an infant screaming, and then the mom's yelling at the baby, telling it to shut up, and it sounds like she's crying, and it's been going on for about an hour.
After that incident, Janiyah was given to the custody of an aunt. Dieters says investigators are trying to get Watkins medication so that hopefully she'll begin talking.
After 6 hours of using every interrogation tactic in the book, Deja remained unresponsive, almost in a catatonic state. She was soon transported to Deaconess Psychiatric Unit, where she received antipsychotic medication. 3 days later, she's back at the station seated in front of detectives. And, as you are about to see, this interview is in stark contrast to the one that took place previously.
So we're going to talk to you about stuff that happened the other day. What I'd like to do is just go back, okay, way before any of that. We talked to James a little bit. Now, how'd you guys become boyfriend-girlfriend?
We just got to know each other first.
How long ago did you guys get that place together? Was that before you were pregnant or while you were pregnant?
While I was pregnant.
Was he working anywhere?
Yes.
Where did he work at? At some point, once you had the child, you guys went back to the house where you and James were staying together, right? So you guys went back there after you left the hospital? Okay. At some point in January, the police were called to that house there. Do you remember all that?
Yes.
You don't remember that very well? Do you remember after the police were called there? Like at that point, they had taken you up to the hospital then, had you evaluated, and then you were able to go back home. Do you remember all that? Well, at some point, after I talked to James, he said that you moved out of that place and went to stay with one of your aunts. Which aunt did you go to stay with?
In March 2015, an Ohio court ordered Deasia Watkins to stay away from her newborn baby after a psychiatric evaluation concluded she was at significant risk of harming the child. The baby was temporarily placed with Aunt Debbie, under the condition the baby's mother not be allowed anywhere near the child. But since her niece was in dire need of shelter, she disobeyed the ruling.
She called my sister one day about a couple weeks ago, asking if she could come and get her. My sister said she can't see. My sister said, I can't drive. I shouldn't be driving because I'm sick right now. She was crying so hard, like, please, Aunt Debbie, come and get me. And she went and got her.
So she came, according to James, she came and helped pack you up and help move your stuff over there?
Yes.
Okay, so you were staying there, like, during while the stuff was going on with the court between you and the baby and James, like they're trying to establish him as the father.
Deasia and the baby's father, James, lived together until one day the police visited the apartment and witnessed Deasia attempting to choke the baby. Deasia was transported to Deconis Psychiatrist Hospital where she was diagnosed with postpartum psychosis and subsequently placed on an antipsychotic.
Wait a minute. So he said that the police saw her trying to choke the baby. The police saw this and they removed the child from the house because she had psychosis. And then the aunt lets her come back around the baby. What? I don't know why that aunt wasn't charged.
Jason told Deasia that if she did not take her medication, she would have to leave the premises. When she took her medication, she did not harm the baby. When she didn't take her medication, she spoke of demons and was at great risk of harming the child. Social services devised a safety plan that stated Deasia could have supervised contact with the baby as long as she took her medication and the visit was accompanied by either James or his sister.
Okay. I mean, to me, I'm having a really hard time understanding this. Okay, so if you take your medication, you won't kill your child. But if you don't take your medication, you're likely to kill your child. And so you decide that you're not going to take your medication? Dumbass. I don't understand this. See, this kind of, I don't even know why I look at this shit, because it pisses me off.
Deasia refused to take her medication, so she was kicked out of the apartment and custody proceedings began. In the meantime, the court gave temporary custody of the child to Deasia's aunt until the DNA test proved paternity with James.
Before you ended up with the police, how long were you there with the baby? About 8 days? Okay. So the night the police ended up getting called to the house, we talked to your aunt, Debbie, and she said when she went to bed that she gave you the baby. She said her eye was hurting her real bad. She was trying to take her medication. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. And she said she passed the baby off to you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The night when all this happened and the police came, and you had the baby in your room, was the baby sleeping in a crib, in the bed with you, in the chair? Where was the baby at?
The crib.
It was in a crib in your room?
Yes.
One of the things we saw in the bedroom was a broken lamp. Do you remember how the lamp got broken?
No.
Obviously, at some point, something bad happened with the baby. Okay? Do you remember what happened?
No.
How did the baby get into the kitchen? Do you think?
Okay, now we all saw what she was like when she doesn't take her antipsychotics. Remember, she was catatonic. And look at how different she is night and day when she takes her medication. Remember that girl? We just seen her and she wasn't even moving, talking. Let's go back just a little bit in case you just got here. This is what she looks like, and this is how she acts when she doesn't take her medication.
That happened today, and we can't change that. But we do have an opportunity to have an effect on what happens from here on out with you. Okay?
That's the woman who decapitated her child. But then when she takes her medication, she's a completely different person.
You up to the hospital then, had you evaluated, and then you were able to go back home. Do you remember all that? Well, at some point, after I talked to James, he said that you moved out of that place and went to stay with one of your aunts. Which aunt did you go to stay with?
In March 2015, an Ohio court ordered Deasia Watkins to stay away from her newborn baby after a psychiatric evaluation concluded she was at significant risk of harming the child. The baby was temporarily placed with Aunt Debbie, under the condition the baby's mother not be allowed anywhere near the child. But since her niece was in dire need of shelter, she disobeyed the ruling.
She called my sister one day about a couple weeks ago, asked me could she come and get her. My sister, she's sick, she can't see. My sister said, I can't drive, I shouldn't be driving because I'm sick right now. She was crying so hard, like, please, Aunt Debbie, come and get me. And she went and got her.
So she came, according to James, she came and helped pack you up and help move your stuff over there?
Yes.
Okay,
So James, she was living with the baby's father. The baby's father said, listen, if you want to stay, you got to take your antipsychotics. We can see how Deja acts normal when she takes her medicine. If you don't take your medicine, you are going to have to leave. All this dummy had to do was put a pill in her mouth. All she had to do. She could have kept her man. She could have kept her baby. Dumbass.
you were staying there, like, during while the stuff was going on with the court between you and the baby and James, like they're trying to establish him as the father.
Deja and the baby's father, James, lived together until one day, the police visited the apartment and witnessed Deja attempting to choke the baby. Deja was transported to Deconis Psychiatrist Hospital where she was diagnosed with postpartum psychosis and subsequently placed on an antipsychotic. Jason told Deja that if she did not take her medication, she would have to leave the premises. When she took her medication, she did not harm the baby. When she didn't take her medication, she spoke of demons and was at great risk of harming the child. Social services devised a safety plan that stated Deja could have supervised contact with the baby as long as she took her medication and the visit was accompanied by either James or his sister. Deja refused to take her medication, so she was kicked out of the apartment and custody proceedings began. In the meantime, the court gave temporary custody of the child to Deja's aunt until the DNA test proved paternity with James.
Before you ended up with the police, how long were you there with the baby? About 8 days? Okay. So the night the police ended up getting called to the house, we talked to your aunt, Debbie, and she said when she went to bed that she gave you the baby. She said her eye was hurting her real bad. She was trying to take her medication. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. And she said she passed the baby off to you. Is that correct? Okay. The night when all this happened and the police came, and you had the baby in your room, was the baby sleeping in a crib, in the bed with you, in the chair? Where was the baby at?
The crib.
It was in a crib in your room?
Yes.
One of the things we saw in the bedroom was a broken lamp. Do you remember how the lamp got broken?
No.
Obviously, at some point, something bad happened with the baby. Okay? Do you remember what happened?
No.
How did the baby get into the kitchen?
I don't know.
Do you think Aunt Debbie did something to the baby?
Yes.
You think it was Aunt Debbie?
Yes.
What do you think she did? How did she kill her?
Stabbed her.
She stabbed her?
Yes.
Do you know what she stabbed her with?
The knife because it was my next one.
The knife was next to the baby?
And the baby hand when I saw it.
The what? I'm sorry?
It was in the baby hand when I saw it.
So you went out there and saw.
No, when I heard her scream.
How do we make that leap from the baby's acting like a normal baby to the point where we end up where it is badly injured and dies in the kitchen? That,
I don't know.
you don't know?
I guess when I Debbie was sleepwalking.
Okay. Here's where we're gonna take a little turn. That's not what happened. At what point during all this did you have the knife in your hand?
Of course, the detectives already know the answer to this question. They just need to hear it from Deasia.
I didn't have a knife in my hand.
You never had the knife in your hand, so those aren't your fingerprints that are on the knife in there? Are you sure about that?
Yes.
So if we pull that up and your fingerprints on that, like, how am I going to explain that then?
My favorite person is down.
They just.
Okay, so if you're just coming, I see the comments in the comment section. So what happened was Deja was living with her baby's father with the baby Janiyah, okay? The baby's father said, if you don't take your antipsychotics, you can't stay here, right? Well, she didn't want to take her antipsychotics, and she called her Aunt Debbie. Now, Aunt Debbie was given temporary custody of her baby temporarily. And she called Aunt Debbie because she had nowhere else to go. So she went to Aunt Debbie's house with the baby. Aunt Debbie had to take her medication. So she just gave this crazy woman the baby real quick, you know, so she can go to sleep. And then, you know, yeah, you're right. You right.
Stay on there?
You know what I'm saying? My favorite person not on there.
No, but I'm telling you that they are. I'm saying, how do I explain that?
Should I check it?
By checking it? Why? We did check it.
No, the favorite person not on there because I did text it.
Okay. Well, you're thinking that your aunt did it, right?
Yes.
Even though she was completely asleep, had no blood on her hands. You still think she's the one that did it?
Yeah, she sleepwalks.
She sleepwalks?
Yes.
Do you sleepwalk at all?
No.
How should Bill and I explain all the blood and stuff that was all over you?
No.
You don't know?
No.
Take a guess.
You know what? No matter how bad it is for you, I bet you it ain't this bad. And you might have some issues, but I bet you your issues don't go this deep.
What do you think would be a good explanation? Do you know the difference between a bad person versus a bad thing? Like doing a bad thing? Do you understand the difference?
Yes.
So there are people out there who are bad, okay? But there are people out there who aren't bad, who sometimes do bad things. And there's a big difference in that. And that's just what we're trying to find out. Do you think something was just going on that may have caused you to do this?
Yes.
What do you think was going on?
They were just trying to take my baby.
People were trying to take your baby from you and that upset you?
Yes.
Okay. Did that make you feel like if you did this to the baby, then nobody would take it away from you?
I didn't do nothing to the baby.
I don't think you wanted anything bad to happen to the baby. I don't think that at all. You wouldn't have kept trying to stay there and be around the baby if you wanted something bad to happen to it. So you would agree that something very bad happened. Okay, and the baby is no longer with us and the baby's dead. Right? But the manner in which the baby died was caused by somebody with very deep feelings, very strong feelings. There was a lot of angst in what was done. Somebody had very strong feelings towards that baby. Okay? And the person I find with the strongest feelings, one way or other, about that baby is you. You're the person that had the strongest connection. And what I'm trying to get to the bottom of what happened here, I think a big goal for the police is we want to know exactly what led up to this, what may have caused or what may have led you to react in such a way so that we can help somebody else from not doing it.
Provides a different answer, and it's unbelievable.
I took the baby and I killed her. I took Janiyah.
Okay, this is very disturbing. So if you're real sensitive, oh, I'm glad. Yeah, if you're sensitive, this is very disturbing because she is getting ready to confess. Okay. All right.
So I changed the diaper. He kept screaming and running. And then I didn't get the changer, so I just threw it across the room. He didn't die, so I walked over there. And then
Wait, hold on. Did she say I just threw her across the room and she didn't die? Did she say that? Wait a minute. Did she say I just threw her across the room?
I took Janiyah. So I changed the diaper. He kept screaming and running.
Right.
And then I didn't get the changer, so I just threw it across the room. He didn't die.
Did she say I just threw my baby across the room and she didn't die? So the problem was she was crying and she wouldn't stop.
So I walked over there and picked her up and banged her head against the bookshelf 4 times. And
She said I picked her up and banged her head on the bookshelf 4 times. She was trying to kill this baby. Now the good thing though is when you're getting hit, you go in shock. So the baby didn't feel the pain, okay? Just so that you guys are not too disturbed.
after she went down there, he clipped the big stick and hit her in the head 4 times. She wasn't manifesting. Yeah, that's when I ran in and catch you. Get your lip and her off. Took the neck one out, shoved her head, told her to die.
Did you wait? Oh God. All right. So the mother of the baby, something that grew in her for a year, took her baby. She took the baby and she threw her across the room. She wasn't dead yet. Then she picked up the baby and hit her against a bookshelf 4 times. She still wasn't dying. So she got a stick and hit her in the head 4 times. But she still wasn't dying fast enough. So she goes into the kitchen and gets a butcher knife and stabbed her in the eye. She was still twitching.
Stabbed her in the eye. She was still twitching. She was cutting.
How many times did you cut to get her neck severed?
Until it sliced off.
Once you started stabbing her, what made you think you needed to cut her head off after that?
She wouldn't die.
She wouldn't die? How do you know she wasn't dead?
She kept breathing. And
She kept what?
breathing and moving around.
She kept breathing and moving around?
Yeah.
Even after you were stabbing her?
Yes.
What did you do with the knife after that?
Put it in her hand.
Was there a reason that you did that?
Yes.
Why did you put it in her hand?
So it looked like she did it.
So it would look like she did it?
Yes.
And then where did you?
Okay, so she took, that's not funny. So she took a butcher knife, and then to add insult to injury, not only did she slice this baby up and decapitated her head, but then she put the knife in the baby's hands so the police would think that the 3-month-old did all that to herself.
You do.
I'm not going.
What made you do that? You don't know?
Yes.
Do you regret what you did? Do you feel bad about what you did to Janiyah?
Yeah.
Why don't you feel bad?
Just
Did she say no? Did she say no?
Do you blame Janiyah for something?
no.
What made you want to kill her?
I don't know.
Do you think you could have just given her to James instead?
Yes. Couldn't get in contact with her.
Couldn't get in contact with him?
Yeah.
James, how long before Robert showed up?
A good 15.
I'm sorry?
A good 15.
15 minutes?
Yes.
Did you hear the little kids scream when they came in?
They didn't even scream. The little girl said, the baby.
So you heard all that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. But we're going to step out for a minute. Okay. Were you able to tell anyone else about this?
No.
Okay. We'll be back in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Would you like something to drink or anything?
No.
Water or something?
No.
Detectives exit the room and don't return for any additional questioning.
Now, I want you to take a look at the county prosecutor.
I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Samarco right now.
I don't know if this woman is a racist because when she talks about something that makes her nervous, she smiles. But it seems to me like the doctor is smiling through the whole thing. And I find it very offensive.
The nature of the injuries of this baby obviously were horrific.
Not him, the woman.
And doctor, you want to say a few words?
I know you've all asked repeatedly in the last 24 hours, and I haven't really wanted to address the injuries directly, but these are images that will be indelibly marked in my memory, and I feel for the whole family what they're going through. But there were multiple stab wounds to the right side of the face and head. There was a fractured right arm, and as most of you have already been implying, and I think some of the neighbors have said, the head was severed from the body. And was a 3-month-old baby girl. So it was pretty horrific.
Does the aunt face any charges at this point?
We're still looking at that right now. Those are very difficult charges to prosecute. The order went to the mother, not to the aunt, that she could not see the child. But I wouldn't rule anything out.
Deasia pleaded guilty by reason of insanity and received a sentence of 15 years to life. With credit for time served, she will be eligible for parole in less than 7 years. What is your view? Is there anything that could have been done differently to save the life of baby Janiah Watkins? Does the punishment fit the crime? Do you agree that a mother with postpartum psychosis who has been found guilty of a crime should be treated more leniently? As usual, feel free to share your thoughts below.
Oh, wow. That was really rough to see. And all I have to say is, if you own medication, take your medication, baby. All right, that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the crime show, and I'll be back. Subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section. God bless.